Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Dalton, or as you guys better know me as Dalton95, and I thought today, since it's the end of June, I'd do a top 10 best and however many I throw in, not really worst, but kind of disappointing figures. Because there's only one that's been truly bad, and that's because of the circumstances behind it and just how the mold turned out, or how the figure turned out due to that. So, well, I guess there's maybe two. One that I thought I liked, but after having it now for a longer period of time, it's slowly gotten more irritating for me. Uh, but yeah, so let's go ahead and we'll start off with the top five disappointing figures, kind of because I want to end this on a good note. Now, again, I know there's someone who will watch this. Oh, I called it. He hates it. No, I don't hate these. They're not the worst, but they are pretty disappointing, kind of underwhelming. Like I said, there's a couple that I thought I was going to enjoy. Turned out I was wrong. So yeah, I will eat crow on one of those. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So to start off our kind of underwhelming figures, got Hotshot. I do enjoy this toy quite a bit. It's one of the better updates we've had. The disappointing aspect of it comes from the inner thighs and how the back, or the roof of the car becomes the back of the legs. No way of covering that up. The fact that uh, his vehicle mode is very flat to the ground. It just doesn't look right compared to the last two, the original and the '08 Universe one. But, he's not awful. He does have his merits. And it's still, like I said, a great update to the character. He actually looks like Hotshot. Doesn't look like some guy cosplaying as Hotshot. I don't know. But yeah, so number five, kind of meh figure. There we go. Number four for kind of disappointing or underwhelming characters is Needle Nose. Now, I know a lot of people absolutely love this, and I gave it a lot of praises for that first wave of Legacy Evolution. But at the end of the day, it's kind of underwhelming. Like, he looks great. Don't get me wrong. He looks absolutely fantastic. Just the waffles, the way the target masters are. Again, granted, it's not a terrible figure. I'm not trying to say that these all suck or anything like that, but it's just, I'm personally a little bit underwhelmed with how it turned out. It could have been a little bit better. Transformation could have been a little bit more involved, I think. Uh, but, I still enjoy them, so trust me, it gets worse from here. Studio Series Gamer Edition Bumblebee. This is where it starts going downhill. Now, again, not the worst figure ever, but I was very disappointed with how some of this turned out, with the fact that he's got no ankle tilt properly if you do everything right. Now, if you turn the waist around and turn the legs to where, this is on the outside, and of course you get the ankle tilt, yeah, it works. But his gut never came out that far in the game and wasn't that bulbous. It was actually a little bit more cinched in towards him. Like, if there's a way to collapse this down, I'd say about half, even a third of the way, he'd be damn near great. Fix the leg issue too. But that's could have been so good, and they dropped the ball. Again, it's gonna happen here with the next two. And here comes the one that I had high hopes for, and so did many other people before we saw it. We saw it in the artwork on Motormaster's box that he looked like a Lamborghini. But Hasbro corporate decided to tell, designers, no, we can't do that. We can't allow that for the budget. He needs to be a retool breakdown. He could have been great. And from what I've heard, apparently BMAC or Mark really wanted him to be either a new mold or have more done to this engineering than what we got. And I'm sad that, that didn't happen. I'm sure they're pretty disappointed about it too. Uh, but yeah. Legacy Evolution Breakdown, number two most disappointing figure so far. Remains to be seen who will be, the worst this year, but right now, he's second worst. Not really worst, but, underwhelming. Now, this one on here is genuinely bad. I gave it some praise, thinking, it was that new toy syndrome, basically, that was you know, make me want to talk good about this, but I am just deeply disappointed with Gamer Edition Barricade. Um, he is way too clunky. There's too much kibble and crap just getting in the way of this. He has no ankle tilt. He could fall forward or back at any moment. Like, he is so top heavy on these flat, no heel feet. Got this kibble hanging off the side. Can't move the arm without fear of popping this one off. As I said in the review, you can't straighten the hands out properly due to the wizard sleeve here. Just articulating him is annoying. Vehicle mode looks great. I love the vehicle mode and how that looks. The paintwork looks great. But just the engineering on this thing is enough to say that out of the most underwhelming so far this year, and I think it's probably going to be a candidate for at least for me, for worst figure of the year. He's a runner-up. He is definitely up there. So until the end of the year, he's probably the worst figure on this list. So yeah, I was expecting better. Now I'm sure someone, again, that I've kind of hinted at before, was expecting the Dinobots, or, now granted they're not great, but for what they are, for the size class, they're okay. So, but yeah, I was really disappointed with these 5. Let's go ahead and get into some positive stuff with the top 10 best so far that I have. Alright, so number 10 for best so far of 2023 is going to be Gamer Edition Optimus Prime. Now granted, he does have a lot of waffles. There are some issues with the design, in my opinion. Don't really like how the gun just kind of dangles off his arm. Just looks too skinny. I don't know. It's hard to describe. Like, the arm just, the cannon with the arm just doesn't look quite right to me. And the fact that the axe doesn't have enough orange paint or enough of a gradient to look convincing as an Energon axe. It looks like he just kind of like left it out and it got sun bleached. I don't know. But I mean, engineering and transformation are a lot of fun. I love the vehicle mode on this thing, aside from, you know, the big gap at the back of the truck that should have the taillights, but I still really enjoy this guy. He looks great on the shelf. So yeah, there's number 10 best so far of mine. Number 9 is going to be Legacy Evolution Shrapnel. And yeah, he's fairly solid. Like, no, only bit of waffling I can really tell is, of course, the back of the legs. But I can see that for transformation, as along with the inside of the forearms. Again, part of the transformation, you have to flip the fist inside. Yes, it would have been nice to have a little flap cover that up, but it's not terrible. So, solid looking Insecticon. I really wish there was enough room in the budget to allow for some silver paint on the mandibles here, as well as the insect legs. Now, I have heard and seen pictures that some of these are starting to discolor, much like what we've seen with Legacy Motormaster. So be on the lookout, be careful of that, and I mean, if need be, at the end of the day, just get some silver paint and just paint it up yourself. It shouldn't be that hard, especially with them being on screws. These aren't riveted in. They're screwed in, so you should be able to do that. It looks like the insect legs are on... It looks like they're built into the body, but... So, yeah, I don't want to risk breaking that. I mean, those should be easy enough to mask off and paint up yourself if you really want to paint them up. Yeah, decent little Insecticon. There's number 9. Number 8 for me is going to be Legacy Evolution Animated Universe Prowl. Now, Prowl is, I think, mine and a lot of others' favorite breakout characters from Animated, along with Bulkhead, Lugnut, Blitzwing, Slipstream, of course. But yeah, Prowl was easily one of my favorites. I love the whole Cyber Ninja aspect of him. Now, while this isn't that quite limber looking Prowl, it does pull in a little bit of G1 and Animated, better than some of the other releases we've seen that are, you know, merging universes or whatever. But yeah, decent bot. I wish they worked the engineering on the shurikens a little bit better, because the original figure pulled it off flawlessly, with it being all pinned in, like each blade had a pin along with the gear. That way nothing, it didn't come undone as easy as this does, to where if you're twisting it, it kind of stops and you have to finish it off all by hand yourself. I'd just rather just pull it out and everything moves in unison perfectly fine instead of this cheap nylon plastic that they used. So that's why he gets bumped down, is because of that, and plus whenever you try to roll him around, sometimes the wheels will get caught on the gimmick. So yeah, could have been better, but still really enjoyable. Really dig him. So there's number 8. Number 7 is going to Origins Jazz. I really dig this figure, especially after kind of fixing the issue with the windshield here. I still need to do just a little bit more work to get that flush enough to where it moves smoothly. My only main criticism is that it's clear plastic. Like, why is this still a thing? Like, I enjoy clear plastic, but if you're going to put it on a hinge, a transformation joint, please separate the two pieces of plastic. Do a clear plastic insert, either glued or screwed in towards, or with a opaque piece of plastic as the support. Because this Studio Series Jazz and Jackpot, along with Knockout, are going to end up shattering at that joint. We've seen it with Prowl, we've seen it with Blue Streak, we've seen it with Smokescreen and Barricade. The clear plastic is just not what it was never that good to begin with. And putting it on a major joint like that, or a hinge joint like that, just no. But other than that, he's got a cool vehicle mode for the Cybertronian car, and robot mode, it works fairly nice. I mean, you do get this little bit of weirdness here with the joints. I do like the little grappling hook along with the more show accurate weapon. So there is number 7, Jazz. Again, really cool head sculpt on this. I still need to record his review. So yeah, it's a little late. I've recorded the intro, but still haven't gotten the rest of it. So if things don't quite line up with the intro and the end, you know why. So yeah, number 7, Origins Jazz. So number 6 for the top 20 or top 10 so far is going to be Shattered Glass Grimlock. Only because it's just a repaint. There's no new tooling. As much as I do love this, I would have loved at least, the chest and the dino head to be a little bit more like the original toy. Maybe add in the gun sword that he had on that original 08 BotCon figure. Now, I did make those comments in my review. It's going up. It was scheduled for, today's upload of, Friday the 30th. Do my math right? Yeah, the 30th. But yeah, he's going to go up Monday at the time of this recording, so it'll be July 2nd. Nope, July 3rd. Sorry. So yeah, the review for him will be going up this Monday at the time of this, or this coming Monday at the time of this recording. So keep a lookout for that. So yeah, number 6, Shattered Glass Grimlock. Number 5, and I thought he was going to be a lot lower on the list because of a certain issue with him, but Legacy Tarn. I am really impressed with how he turned out. The biggest problem, I think I've mentioned it in my video, and a few other people have mentioned it as well, is the basically hot rod shoulders that he has, where the joint is in the body instead of on the shoulder. I mean, we've seen it here, like, for example, Jazz, swivel inside the body, hinge on the actual joint itself. You get much more versatility with the joint. You get some better poses out of it. And this, you get awkward up like that. You have to, in order to get him to straighten out his arm, it's like sticking up like that. It just doesn't look right. So that's one reason, plus the hand sticking on the back is it's a little annoying, but it's not a huge problem. But yeah, really love how he turned out. There's practically no waffles on this guy. It's all filled in very nicely. Now, at the time of this recording, I did see a listing for 2 other IDW characters, being Cascade and Javelin. No idea who they are, but seeing the image of Javelin, she looks pretty cool. So please, Hasbro, please let this be a sign that we're getting more IDW characters, and please finish out the DJD, please. So yeah, number 5, Tarn. Number 4 on this list is Metalhawk. I'm actually surprised a repaint or heavy complete remold of Cyclonus. Ended up this high on the list for that issue too. So that's the biggest issue I have with this, is just how loose that transformation joint is for the knees. So I might go in there with some clear 4 polish or buy another bottle of that Kiki joint fix. But I've also painted up the sword and blaster with silver. Probably going to get another one of these so I can do up the rest of the body in gold with a Gundam marker. Now I know a lot of people, well, don't do that. It's my figure. I'll do whatever the hell I want. But yeah, really impressed with how he turned out. Jet mode is a little iffy, but yeah, he still looks really good. And at least the gold isn't that weird and mustardy color that we saw with the Titan's Return release. So yeah, looking good. Number 4. So I'm kind of going to cheat with number 3 because it's the same mold, but both of them have aspects that I really, really like, and that is going to be Leo Prime and Nemesis Leo Prime, aka Copy Convoy. So yeah, it's hard for me to choose between these two, which one I like better. This one, you got the painted eyes for the lion mode. Still, face looks a little derpy, but still a lot more life to it than just Big Brother Ed. Yeah. Paint on him, still fantastic. I'm trying to get the angle right. Like the gold paint on the claws, the silver, the blue, of course all that red paint on the chest. Absolutely stellar looking. But then you get this with the black, the gunmetal gray, the silver, the teal. Just looks phenomenal. So yeah. Both they kind of have issues with the kibble and everything kind of getting in the way, but at the end of the day, I still really love how these turned out. So yeah, number 3. I'd probably lean more towards this guy, but yeah, the Leo Prime mold or Copy Convoy here himself, with of course the new weapon. Still haven't recorded his. I recorded the intro. This should be going up here in the next few days, so keep an eye out for that. Now we treaded to the really difficult territory, but I think number 2 is going to go to Skyquake. Now this does have the upgrades from Nanuf, which have greatly improved some of the issues I have, even though the top of the new Gatling gun has cracked. It's still holding up fairly well. I do really like the new upgraded booties or slippers for him as well. Of course, much better looking sword than we came with stock. But yeah, this is how you do one of these multiversal characters, I guess, with what they're trying to meld G1 and other universes. This is how it's done. There's clearly inspirations from both versions of this, represented very well, taking the strengths and everything of both of them into this. And yeah, I can't wait for Dreadwing now. And of course, the G1 repaint of this, possibly, Machine War Starscream. Come on. King Atlas, a real deep cut there. I know you can do it, Hasbro. You've done it before. So, come on. Just give us a couple more. I'll buy them. So yeah, that's number 2. So number 1, mostly because of nostalgia, the simplicity of the transformation, the paint work. Now granted, of course, I've mentioned there are some issues with this particular toy's design, with how the turret doesn't rotate, how he doesn't have some of the gimmicks or even accessories that he should have, such as a little flip-out dagger, or even just one to stick in his hand, or just a Minicon partner he could use as a target master. Armada Megatron. He is easily, so far, my favorite figure out of 2023. He looks damn near like his show counterpart. Now, of course, there are some design liberties taken, but he looks so good. The only big complaint, one I think is detrimental. I don't think the cannon turret is detrimental to the figure, but one I hate is the Laser Prime shoulder thing happening again here. I've said it in my video, just give it a joint through here like you did on the original. Was that so hard to ask? And of course, now even after fixing it previously, the horn is tilting back. Now I did see someone is doing some Cybertronian mode horns as well as the cannon for him, so hopefully they do some newly designed horns for him along with the dagger. That'd be fantastic. I'd be all for it. And like I said, maybe a little extension piece on this missile cannon, or this missile launcher assembly to help it flip forward just a little bit further. Just have it firing forward. But yeah, I absolutely love this figure. Like, flaws included, this thing is great. So there's been my list of the top 5 most disappointing or underwhelming characters, and my top 10 so far for the year of 2023. Now, as I've said before, I don't know if I'm going to do a top 2023 or 23. I might just do a top 10 at the end of the year, so I'm going to have to really narrow this down. If not, I'll do 5. I don't want to say that because I feel like I'd be stealing from Bobby Skullface. Nah, I won't do that. Never mind. So, yeah. My top 5 worst, if you want to say worst, but I'm just more disappointed with them than anything. I don't know if that's considered worse than hating them, but yeah, Megatron is my favorite. So, fight me in the comments. Actually, no. Just to let me know what your top figures would be, what your most disappointed figures would be. Just let me know. I want to see some more engagement here, to kind of gauge what everyone likes and dislikes from this year so far for releases. Obviously, I don't have everything. I don't have Crosscut or Crash Bar yet. I'm still waiting on the IDW 2-packs as well as the Armada Prime. I know some people have Snarl already and have been praising him like crazy. Just there's quite a bit that I personally haven't gotten yet because new place. I just moved 2 months ago, so still in the process of paying stuff off for that. Just getting these as I go. So hope you guys enjoyed. Again, let me know what you think down below. Tell me what some of your favorite characters were, favorite figures. Let me know some of your first purchases of the year. So just let me know, and I will catch you guys all in the next video. So take care and see ya.